You feeling nosy? Well, if you are, you're in the right place. I'm about to take you behind the scenes of my YouTube channel, and I'm going to tell you how much money YouTube paid me in 2024. So let's just dive right in. Let's just take you behind the scenes. Let's talk about how my channel actually performed overall in 2024, because that is going to have a huge impact on how much money I actually made from YouTube. It is worth noting, in case you're completely new to my content, and if you are, then hi, I'm Jade, so lovely to meet you. I'm not filming these videos to show off in any way. I'm very much filming these videos for transparency and for educational purposes. So if you don't like to hear people talk about money, the video is not for you, and that's okay. So let's look at 2024 and how my channel performed. So some overall stats for us to look at. In 2024, my channel received 3.7 million views, 312,000 watch hours, and I gained just over 90,000 subscribers. That is mad. 90,000 subscribers. That's insane. As you can probably tell, I actually didn't want to look at a lot of these stats before I started recording, because I wanted to just kind of react to them naturally. So whilst I keep an eye on my analytics every month, this is the first time that I've looked at the entire year of 2024 and reflected on how my content performed. So if we look at this lovely little graph below, this is essentially showing us how my channel performed in terms of views over the 12 months. Now, my watch hours and my subscribers usually mirror a similar kind of trajectory, which makes sense. So I feel like this is an important graph to review, because I actually filmed one of these videos last year, so I'll link to it below, but it was a video about how my YouTube channel performed in 2023. And in that video, I actually concluded that my channel fluctuates in terms of performance based on seasons. So when I was looking at this graph, but for 2023, I concluded that my content performs better in winter months than in summer months. And that made sense to me at the time, because in summer months, people spend less time on YouTube. They're more outside and just living their life and having a great time. This graph though, for 2024, tells me that that was actually incorrect, because whilst I did still have a peak at the start of the year and at the end of the year, which definitely seems to be a consistent trend, I also had a bit of a moment in like May and June, which is spring/summertime. So this is very surprising to me. My channel performed really well during these months, and usually this is when my content absolutely flops. So let's dig a little bit deeper to see what was going on. So we're now in the advanced section of my analytics, and this chart is just showing us which videos were my best performing content for the whole year. So here you can see there's a clear winner, right? So my video, which was all about how to grow your YouTube channel from scratch, this video outperformed every other video significantly. I actually think this video might be my first ever 1 million view video. Has it hit 1 million? Let's have a look. Oh, 985, we're almost there. Isn't that crazy? So I think it's worth saying that that video performed really well for me. This video was actually uploaded in 2023, in November 2023, but clearly it picked up steam in 2024. And this is always one of my favorite things about YouTube, is that your content is often evergreen, which means that it can continue to provide value to people and get views from people for months, if not years to come after you actually share it. Very different story for other social media platforms. It's almost impossible to have success like this over such a long period of time on a platform like Instagram, for example. Now, if we click on the content tab and scroll down, I do want to take a look at this card. So whenever you see these like sections in your studio, they're basically called cards, right? So I want to look at the how viewers find your videos card. And this is an important one to look at, because this data is going to tell you how all of your audience are coming across your content. And sometimes it could be really enlightening. Now, I find that in my best YouTube years, majority of my views will come from browse features. So this is basically when you log on to YouTube and you see a bunch of videos just shown to you based on YouTube's algorithm. Those videos are all getting views through the browse features. Alternatively, I can get my views from YouTube search. So this is just when someone is searching for a topic on YouTube and my video appears, or from suggested videos. So this is the section on the right-hand side of the screen that you see when you're watching another video. All of those videos there are also getting another chance to receive a view from you. And then there's other smaller sections like channel pages and other YouTube features. So the fact that 42% of my views came from browse features last year actually tells me that I had some content that was going viral, because usually of a channel of my size, for so many of my views to come from browse features means that YouTube picked up multiple videos of mine and pushed them out to people in the hopes that they would watch them. On the right, you can see your top videos card, which is basically going to show you the top performing videos on my channel in 2024. So all of these videos, in order for them to perform so well, they would have had a great title, a great thumbnail, and the retention would be strong. If we click on this one, for example, this was actually a fairly new video. I only released it at the very end of 2024. So the fact that it's in there is wild. If we click on this one and scroll down, we can actually see some metrics which will tell me how much of my video people were actually watching. watching. So here you can see my average view duration was 5 minutes, 30 seconds, and the average percentage of my video viewed was 32.1%. Now, if you're new to YouTube, you might look at that and think that's really low, because a lot of people expect their audience to watch 50%, 70%, 90% of their video. And if they realize that people aren't watching all of their video, they see that as like a really bad thing. But in actuality, when your videos are getting a lot of views, getting people to watch 32% of your entire 17-minute video is actually really strong, believe it or not, which is why this video went on to actually perform really well. Anyway, that's a quick snapshot of how my channel performed in 2024. Let's move on to talk about the money, which is probably why you're here in the first place. So in 2024, my channel earned £40,273.02, which I always like to convert this to USD because I know a lot of you guys watch me in the US, so just bear with me, which in USD is $49,263. By the way, did you know that Apple now have like a conversion tool built in to their calculator? How cool. Anyway, how does this compare to the amount that my channel earned back in 2023? Well, in 2023, my channel earned £33,392, which in dollars is around $40,846. So we definitely earned a lot more in 2024, but my channel did perform a lot better in 2024. As we can see, my videos received 28% more views than they did in the previous year. My watch time was up by 22%, and my subscribers increased by 44%. These numbers actually paint a very interesting picture. Whilst it's great that all of these numbers have increased, I actually think these numbers identify some potential problems with my content and how my channel was performing. For example, my views increased by 28%, amazing, but then my watch hours only increased by 22%, which is probably a reflection of the fact that there were multiple videos that I uploaded in 2024 that were less than 10 minutes, whereas the year prior, I was uploading slightly longer videos and therefore I was getting more watch hours from it. What that tells me is that this year, I want to prioritize sharing videos that are a good length. I don't want to purposely aim to create long videos for the sake of it. That just seems pointless. But I would like my views and watch hour stats to be a lot more balanced. And that means creating content that maybe is a little bit longer, your 15 minutes, your 20 minutes, if you will, right? The other stat, which is really interesting, is the subscriber one, right? So my subscribers increased by 44%. That is huge. That percentage increase is significantly higher than my views and my watch hour increase, which means that whilst I gained so many subscribers, 90,000 to be exact, incredible, that didn't always translate to me getting more views and watch hours. So there's a chance that about 20% of those people actually don't watch my content. Isn't that interesting? Like I got a lot of new people, but a lot of them may have subscribed and never actually watched my content again. That is a bit of a problem. It's not a huge problem. My channel performed very well. I'm very happy. But if we're going to dive into the analytics and draw some conclusions here, that is telling me that I'm great at converting viewers to subscribers, but not necessarily at converting subscribers to regular viewers, if that makes sense. So that's an interesting thing that I need to keep in mind for the following year. All right, so let's actually break down how I made that money. Let's click on the revenue tab and dive into this in a little bit more detail. So majority of this money came from watch page ads. And these are basically the ads that you are seeing in and around this video right now. So majority of the money is coming from those. The remaining money is coming for things like my memberships, my short feeds ads, that kind of stuff, right? So if you're new to the world of monetization on YouTube, you might not know that in order for you to unlock the ability to earn money from your watch page ads, you do need to join YouTube's partner program. In order to join YouTube's partner program, you need to meet their eligibility requirements, which at the time of filming means that you need 1,000 subscribers and either 4,000 watch hours or 10 million shorts views, right? So if you have those, YouTube's partner program will become available to you. You can apply, and once your application is accepted, you'll have the ability to place ads in and around your videos and earn money in a similar way that I did. Now, the way in which your earnings are calculated is by using a metric called CPM, which is basically the amount of money that YouTube's earning per 1,000 views on your content. Now, this number will be different depending on your video content, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. So whilst your channel will have an average CPM, mine is around £23, each individual video will actually have its own CPM. And the reason why is because each video is worth different amounts depending on what that video is talking about. If I'm talking about something that is very business heavy or finance heavy, my CPM is probably going to be more than if I'm talking about something which is more lifestyle focused. For example, if we look at two of my most successful videos, videos of 2024. The first one is this one, which is all about becoming a full-time content creator in 6 months. So this was my story. If we scroll down, we can see that my CPM for this video was £32.82. That is really high. That's a really good CPM. And it's probably because the entire video I'm talking about how I basically created a business. And this means that the advertisers who would want to place their ads throughout their video will probably have higher budgets. They're probably selling products that are worth a higher amount, and therefore they're just willing to spend more to advertise on that video. Versus this video, my most successful one of 2024 in terms of views, my CPM for this video was £19.29. A still really high CPM, but the video wasn't necessarily about business, it was about YouTube. And therefore the CPM was less because the advertiser budgets were lower for this video. Right? It's really important that you keep this in mind because the amount of money you will earn from YouTube will differ greatly depending on the type of content you create and also where your audience are located. All these little things are taken into account when it comes to your CPM. Another metric worth flagging is your RPM. And I don't want to get this too complicated, but I do just feel like I need to make this clear. Your RPM is how much money you actually earn from every 1,000 views. So that's your revenue. Whereas your CPM is how much money YouTube earns. So YouTube will earn money from your content and they will retain some of it for themselves and give the rest of it to you. It's roughly a 50-50 split, not quite exactly, but it's around that amount. And personally, I think it's a great deal. At the end of the day, YouTube has to earn something from our content because how else would they continue running? And I think it's great that we get to keep so much of it from ourselves. So those are my analytics. You might be wondering if there was anything that I did which contributed to my content performing better and therefore me earning around £7,000 more through my channel last year. There's a couple of different things I did. The first was I improved the quality of my content. This is what my videos look like at the start of the year. And obviously, as you can now see, this is what my videos look like now. It took me the entire year to get to this point. I had to spend thousands of pounds on camera gear. It was not cheap. And whilst I don't think it was completely necessary, I still had a successful YouTube channel before that. I do think people are responding well to it. It's improving the overall quality of my content, which in turn is leading to it performing better and therefore me earning more money. So whilst it cost me a lot to get this gear, I do think I've probably earned that money back in revenue from YouTube alone. Myself and my editor also explored different editing techniques, and this is something that's still very much in the works. When you're filming videos like these, it can be quite hard to retain people's attention. So we're constantly trialing new graphics and sound effects to try and make my videos as engaging as possible. Because at the end of the day, the more of my video you watch, the better the content performs. The third and final thing that I did, and this isn't really a change, I've always kind of done this, but I do think it's a big reason for my content performing well, was the trending topics. I made sure that I was featuring at least one video a month that I thought was trending. And by that, I mean, I felt like it was something that a lot of people were looking for at that moment and it would therefore perform well. And that's honestly why I managed to get a few videos to perform really well last year. There was a time where people's focus was switching from Instagram to YouTube. I saw that switch happen and therefore I created that video all about growing on YouTube from scratch. It was released at the right time, it was valuable, and therefore it performed well. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed being nosy. If you feel like sticking around, I recommend watching this video. It's all about mistakes that I want you to be avoiding in 2025. So a very important video for all of us to consume. Thank you so much for watching as always. I can't wait to see you in my next video.